everybody, welcome to my birthday vlog. And if you're new here, I'm Rachel. I make cozy productivity vlogs that help you find the magic in the mundane and live a life that you actually enjoy. So this video is going to be just a week in my life. I took off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Of course, there's always like a cat in the way of the camera every time I'm filming. So I had originally taken off work Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for my birthday, which is tomorrow, October 23rd. That's a Thursday. Because my mom was going to come out here and visit because her birthday is on the 25th. So we were going to celebrate our birthdays together, which is something we haven't done since like long time ago, maybe 6 years ago. But she wasn't able to make it because she has a lot of stuff going on in her life. So I kept the 3 days off because I have a huge backlog of things to do. This is the master, and then this is Wednesday through Friday, and this is the weekend stuff. So I have a huge backlog of things to do. I had a fun itinerary planned for Saturday and Sunday: brunch, coffee, antiquing, going hiking, going to possibly a fall festival, pizza, cake, and this was all to do stuff with my mom. I like to have like a full, here, I'm your tourist guide and let me take you here and there, because she lives, well, where I'm from is 3.5 hours in the middle of the state and not Pittsburgh and not this area. So I like to be a little tourist guide when people come to visit me. So instead of not doing any of that at all, Kevin and I are going to do that with just me and him. But I thought I would take you along with me because I filmed like a tiny little birthday video last year, but not everything that was going on. And I just think it's fun. We're going to do some YouTube script writing. So I'm going to talk about that because I haven't talked about that on my channel. I talked about filming, but I've never talked about how I like to write my scripts or like content ideation, stuff like that. I have a lot of cooking to do. We're going to make pumpkin soup. We're going to make my chicken salad recipe, which I will share with you. And cleaning, because you know I'm always cleaning. I'm always washing dishes in these videos for some reason. And then all the fun stuff. Antique shopping, all the good fall stuff. It's going to be everything I love to do. Productivity, YouTube, antiques, coffee, pizza, tacos tomorrow night. I think Kevin's going to take me out to get tacos. So lots of fun things going on this week and I'm excited. So I did try to make the list of everything and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it all done because it's already noon. I had a bit of a slow morning. I did a 30-minute yoga session. I talked to my mom on the phone. I slept until about 8 o'clock instead of getting up at 7. So I wanted to have a little bit of a morning to myself to just not feel rushed. I'm going to get started on the big to-do list that I made and hope that I can get it all done without overwhelming myself and feeling miserable. So wish me luck. Bread bowl. We love it. We love to see it. We love to see this round formation. Looks great. Good job, baby boy. So it's 3:30 and I really haven't gotten that much done. I finished the grocery list, washed a couple loads of dishes, put away my clothes, and then I got kind of like distracted with switching out my clothes because I just was like, why am I putting away clothes but not taking out the summer clothes I know I'm not wearing? So I started doing that and then I ended up making my room look like this. So this is what the room looks like. These are 2 bins that I keep in my closet that have like the in-between clothes, and then I have a couple wool sweaters that I keep in here because I don't want them to get ruined, but I also don't wear them a lot depending on what type of winter it is. And then I pulled out some pants that I wear in the winter and in the fall because it got really cold recently. And then I have a pile here of stuff that I definitely know that I don't want. But I didn't even really get to do this full thing yet. I was planning on doing that on Friday like a full going through my closet and cleaning out everything. But I kind of started doing it early just to make room for the cold weather stuff that I did pull out. And I have to go through so many of my clothes because some of the stuff I wore last winter probably isn't going to fit me this winter because I lost like 18 pounds, I think, since the beginning of January. So I have to find my clothes that I couldn't fit into that I kept out in case something like this happened. So it's a lot of like, okay, what fits me now? What doesn't fit me? What do I want to get rid of? It was 80 degrees last week, and then today it's 50 degrees and really cold and raining. So doesn't make switching the clothes out any easier. So that's why I was going to dedicate a whole day to that, but I kind of got a jump start on it. I don't know, just because I got distracted. I'm having one of those days where I feel really in my head and I'm having a lot of thoughts and thinking about things. And so I'm not in the mood or in the mindset to do physical things. So this kind of helped to pull me out of my brain to stop thinking so much so I could focus on something. So it was probably a good thing that I did that. But now I have to hang up the pants that I pulled out. And I'm glad I pulled them out because there actually is a pair of pants that I think I'm going to wear tomorrow depending on how cold it ends up being. So I think I'm going to wear this pair of corduroy pants that haven't fit me in 2 years that fit me now because I got back into my exercise routine. Yes, what a win that is. So yeah, we're celebrating that. So that's great. Yeah, so just lots of things, lots of stuff going on. Today is definitely not the most productive day, but you know what? It's my birthday week. It's my PTO. So if I don't want to get everything done because I'm not completely in the mood, even though I'm trying to be in the mood, then whatever, it is what it is. But I'm going to take a break. I didn't even have lunch. I'm really not even feeling that hungry. I think I'm going to step outside though, just because I need a change of scenery. So I will chat with you later. Kevin carrying all my groceries. Doing a great job, Kevin. So it is now Thursday, which is my actual birthday, October 23rd. So I am officially a 35-year-old now. Yay. And I'm looking at my to-do list here. It is still very long. And I didn't get everything done yesterday. So there are some things that are going to have to move over to today. And today was my house cleaning day. So I think I'm going to focus on that because it's really hard for me to get any of my other stuff done because the house is just a mess and I'm feeling irritated with the messiness. So I know that that's like the number one thing I want to do today. And I have to do some cooking. I made cold brew last night, the vanilla syrup. So I will have cold brew for the week. But since today is my birthday, I'm going to get Starbucks because I get that free Starbucks birthday gift. So not going to try the cold brew today. Anyway, I'm rambling. So I'm going to get started on cleaning and I'm going to take you along with me while I do that. Lots of dishes to do, even though I did some yesterday. It feels like no matter how many loads of dishes I hand wash myself, I wake up the next morning and they're magically all there again. Does anybody else ever feel like that? We don't have a dishwasher or room for the dishwasher in our apartment, so it just is what it is. I have to hand wash everything. But yeah, I'm gonna get started and I will check in with you later. So I'm standing at the bathroom window looking out because in the other tree, there's like a tree line beside my neighbor's yard. And we have had this hawk that is a young female hawk, and I haven't seen her in a while, and she's over in that tree and I'm watching her, so I'll have a video up. She was in my other video that I posted a couple weeks ago because she almost literally ran into me when she was hunting because I was walking down the back driveway. The younger hawks are not that great at hunting, so they're a little like out of control and don't pay attention to what they're doing. Since we're on the 3rd floor apartment, I like to watch the birds and the squirrels. And so watching her sitting over there is like a little fun time for me. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit. Something that I do every single day, especially when it's something as rare as watching a young hawk learn to hunt and just hang out. I named her Frightful, and the reason that I named her Frightful is because one of my favorite books that I read when I think I was in middle school was My Side of the Mountain by Jean Craighead George. The main character in that book runs away to the Catskill Mountains on some of their ancestral land and lives in a hollowed out tree and like survives in the winter. And eventually he captures a baby peregrine falcon so that he can train it to hunt for him, and he names it Frightful. So I named our young hawk Frightful after my favorite book. And so anytime I see her, I like stop and just watch her and see what she's doing and observe nature. She's still just sitting over there, so I'm not really sure what exactly she's doing because a bird just flew by and she didn't go after it. So she might just be hanging out and observing, but just something cool to do during the day to add a little bit of excitement. It's the little things that just make me have some joy and happiness. Love this. Hello, so it is now Friday and it's in the afternoon. I have pumpkin roasting to make pumpkin puree and make pumpkin soup, and I have one quick task to do before I get into script writing. And I wanted to show you what I got myself for my birthday, because usually every year what I do is I pick something that's off of my to-buy list. So my to-buy list is typically something that I've wanted for a long time that is not super, like, I wouldn't consider expensive, but it's something that I just wouldn't drop dollars on for absolutely no reason. So this time I bought myself a pair of the super trendy UGG slippers because I needed new slippers for inside. So this is what they look like. And unfortunately, I wore them for like maybe 4 hours, and the threading on this side started coming apart. So I have to return these and get a replacement, because obviously I'm not going to keep shoes that I got and wore 4 hours and already are falling apart, because that seems ridiculous. So I have to return these and reorder a new pair. The rep said that would be the quickest way to get that accomplished. And then I'm going to write a script for YouTube, and I'm going to take you with me and show you a bit of like my process on how I do that. So let's get this done first. So I made a cup of tea. It is tummy tea with a teaspoon of anti-inflammatory tea because my stomach has hurt. We've been eating out the past couple of days, as you saw last night with the tacos, and it's kind of making my stomach hurt and me feel bloated. So I'm drinking some of this tea, but I wanted to walk you through the steps of what I do to script with my vlogs, like the monthly reset and the work life diaries. I don't do a lot of scripting because I kind of just have a general idea of what I'm going to be filming and what I'm going to be talking about, especially the monthly resets. The work life diaries, I am going to be trying a new strategy for that where I build a little bit more storytelling and value into it. So I haven't done one of those yet, but there is going to be some more scripting involved in that than what I normally do. And sometimes for certain videos, I don't even do a script at all. Like this one is not scripted. I knew what I was doing this week. I knew I wanted to take you along with me. I knew I wanted to talk about this. I did do a little bit of SEO research for the title, but that's about it. So not everything is fully scripted. Some things are really off the cuff. When it comes to the talking head videos and the informational videos, that's where I do a lot of scripting. Right now, I am scripting a New Year's resolution contradictory video that's talking about a step in my life audit video from last year about reflecting. How I started this was just having an idea. Typically every year around November, December, you're going to start seeing New Year's planning videos, New Year's resolution, goal planning to get yourself ready for a new year. And that is definitely contradictory to what I do and what I talk about in the life audit video that I published last year. So I wanted to do more of a deep dive in just one of those steps of the life audit and just talk about them more and break it down. So what I started with was taking the idea that I had and brainstorming into ChatGPT. I'm aware that there are a lot of ethical, environmental concerns around using AI, especially ChatGPT. I understand if you don't like using AI, if you don't want to use ChatGPT, that's perfectly fine. I understand. I respect that decision. I use it because I'm very busy, and this is an easy way for me to brainstorm and organize my stuff. And I use it as an assistant to help me outline scripts and to help me just put everything together. And it saves me a lot of time and energy. So I do use it. Once I get my brainstorm down, that's where I ask it to organize, and then I'll pull in more data and more research. So for this one specifically, I put my life audit outline in there. I put the workbook that I made for that video in there. And then I had a LinkedIn post talking about slowing down in winter instead of rushing into goals, and just like my philosophy on that. And it's really a nature-based philosophy about in winter, everything's dark and animals hibernate and things aren't growing. So why would you want to plan goals and try to force growth in a seasonal time that nothing's growing? I put all that in there and I said, okay, let's break this down into an outline. So it broke it down into the outline for me, and we started off with a hook. We came up with a hook for the video. That's what it opens up as. An intro, the core part, the middle part, like the meat, and the 4 steps of this reflection in the video. Then a conclusion, a call to action, which is just asking the audience, you guys, a question or trying to initiate conversation. That's something that you should always have in content creation, no matter what platform you're on. You need to have a call to action to spark engagement. And then I do a closing, and usually my closing is thanks for watching. I can't wait to connect with you in the next video. Or I say something like, if you like this video, then try that one, etc. So that's how I break it down. So I go into each section and make sure that it's full, that it has value, that it has educational tips, that it has explanations, it has my examples, and then my hard truths. Because if you watch the life audit video, I get real with you and tell you need to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. So I give you that tough love because that's just how I am. I want to make sure that this is exactly my tone of voice. I don't write the script word for word. I typically do the outline and then the hook and then the closing and make sure I have all my talking points, and then I kind of go off the cuff when I'm actually filming. Besides writing the script and researching and putting everything together and getting all my talking points, I also need to look at SEO and figure out titles. Titles are very, very important. That's one of the main things that drives the algorithm to your video, and that could be the make or break between someone clicking and not clicking on your video. I like to have 2 titles and 2 thumbnails because I A/B test them, and that's just to see which one performs better. I can go into that in a completely separate video because I could go down a whole rabbit hole about A/B testing. So I always make sure that I have 2 of each, and the titles, I like to make sure that I have keywords and that the titles are sparking emotion or curiosity or controversy, something that's going to have an emotional reaction for the viewer to make them click, to make them want to watch the video. That's kind of the same thing with the thumbnails. So certain types of videos I already have, I guess you could say, like branding for the thumbnails, like an aesthetic that I follow. So I usually try to stay in line with that to make sure if someone sees it, it's like, oh, I've recognized her from her other videos. I do like to have 2 different types of thumbnails, making sure that I'm showing some sort of expression when I take the photo. Instead of writing down exactly what I want, I will typically go onto YouTube and look at other videos that are similar to mine to see what they're doing. And I'm not copying their thumbnails exactly. I'm just using it as inspiration. So I went to look at Ali Abdul's thumbnails, and he doesn't even have any videos that are like mine. He does have a couple New Year videos where he did stuff. And so what I'll do is just take a screenshot of that and then copy it, paste it into my script. And that's actually something that I've seen other creators talk about, is that they use other creators' thumbnails for inspiration. And Mr. Beast does that a lot, actually. Everybody kind of tries to follow the same type of thumbnail depending on what category your video is. Since this is a productivity, personal growth video, I'm gonna go look at productivity YouTubers. So Matt Diavella, Ali Abdul, and Jill's Gurin. So those are the people that I looked at to see what are they doing, what type of thumbnails do they have, and how can I use that as inspiration. That took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I did take breaks. I made tea. I pulled out the pumpkin that I was roasting and I had to check on it. I walked away. I took a call from Kevin. So sometimes it does take me 1 or 2 hours to do these more involved talking head videos because it usually starts from an idea. I do a big ramble, just spew all this stuff. And then I do research, pull that in, use any other things that I have maybe from past content that's similar, explain my philosophy, get into my talking points, and then organize it. So it can take a while. And I'm not going to lie, a lot of times I will just pull up ChatGPT on my phone and I'll be walking around the house doing stuff and I'll be saying, hey, I have this idea, blah, 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 and just dumping. And that's part of the reason why I use ChatGPT, is because I get ideas constantly and I take inspiration from so much stuff that it's just so much easier for me to just hit the record button, have ChatGPT take everything I say and then organize it and come back to it later and rework it into a script within the ChatGPT app, whether it's on my phone or on my computer. It just makes everything so much easier for me, so that's why I use it. That's a very high level overview of how I come up with content ideas and scripting. Like I said, it's a little bit different for vlogs because they're a different type of video and they usually don't take as long. So if you want to see scripting for a vlog, let me know in the comments, or if you had any questions about script writing or content ideation that I didn't talk about, let me know. But I'm gonna go take a break and do something else for a while and then do more stuff on this really long to-do list that I have. The pumpkin's done roasting, and the nice part about that is you can just leave it cool and then the skins will just peel right off of it like this. And then Once you have the skins peeled, you can throw it in your food processor, and then you have pumpkin puree. And I think I paid like, I don't know, maybe like $1.30 for the pumpkin. And I guess maybe it's not worth it based on the cost, but you also get pumpkin seeds, which I'm soaking right now. And to be honest, I just think it's fun to make your own pumpkin puree. And so instead of buying it every year, I just make it myself. And you do get a little bit more than what you would typically get in a regular can. And it's so easy. I mean, you're literally just cutting up a pumpkin, pulling out the seeds, putting it in the oven, and peeling this off, blending it, putting it in a jar, like a mason jar, and that's it. Super simple. So I don't think I'm going to make the soup tonight. I think I'm going to make it on Saturday, but I am going to clean some dishes and clean up this counter over here and put this in the food processor tonight, so that's done. And then I have to peel apart the chicken that I roasted yesterday and make the chicken salad. So that's the plan for tonight. It's almost 5 o'clock. I want to get this done. I want to get the cooking done. I'm going to take a bit of a break first. And that's going to be it for today. And then tomorrow is all the fun, festive fall stuff. So I will chat with you later.
But it was like very like new stylish.
I don't know. I guess. That looks really good, Kevin. I really want one of these things. I'm obsessed. Hello everyone, it's Saturday and I have my pumpkin puree done. So I'll probably keep this one out to use for the soup. I'm either going to make that tomorrow on Sunday or maybe Monday if I don't get time. But I do have these other ones. These two aren't quite full the whole way just because they didn't all fit. So I still have those. So the extra ones I will probably use to either make pumpkin pie, or I could make pumpkin coffee syrup or anything pumpkin related. But this is what one pie pumpkin gives you. So it's a pretty decent amount for only like $1 or $2 for the pie pumpkin compared to what you would get out of a can. And it was relatively easy. I'm also making my chicken stock in here. I've made this in my videos before. Anytime I roast a chicken, I will leave all of the bones and the skin and then any other like non-meat chicken parts in here with all the juices that came out of it when it was made. And then I just pour filtered water on it. And I will let this go for about 12 to 14 hours. Then I strain it. And then this is my broth. So we make homemade broth because it saves money and it tastes a lot better than what you get out of a carton at a store. So the only other thing that I have to do today is finish washing some dishes, and I need to vacuum just real quick because my friend Matt is coming over for pizza and cake. It is 4:30 now. He's coming at 6, so I do have a little bit of time. Before I go and vacuum, let me show you what I got at the antique shops. 1 second. Okay, so there is a glare on this, so I'm trying to move so you don't see a glare, but I saw this picture when I walked up the stairs to the second floor of this antique shop, and I saw this and I was like, oh my god, I immediately need to have this right now. Ran over and picked it up because it's a little pilgrim cat and a little turkey with pie in an apron, and I thought that was adorable. So I got that, and I'm just putting it down here for now until I find a better space to put it. So it's kind of hidden right now. The other thing that I got is this Griffin candlestick that I believe is cast iron. I thought it was really cool, and the candle did come with it. So this is what it looks like sitting over here. And then I did get this picture that's back here. There is like a bit of a glare here, and I'm gonna have to blur some of this out because it's probably not appropriate for YouTube standards. I did post a picture of it on my Instagram and saved it to my autumn highlights, so you can check it out there.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rachel. Happy birthday to you.
I think, look, there's a Jack Skellington, but it's upside down. See that? The white one is definitely a Jack. Don't you think? They composted some of the pumpkins already. There you go. Aw, Jack. Yeah, we like Jack. We had to fix Jack, though. I think people have been eating.
Dude, they got a raccoon fishing.
I see it. Smells good in here. In the sun, it looks like gold is falling.